How you guys doing this morning? Good morning. Happy Sunday on this Lenten Sunday and during the season of Lent. Happy Sunday. I want to wish everyone a happy Sunday. We're going to take our time with this video, so I hope you're not too busy today. I'm rubbing a little DMSO on my hand, a little dimethyl sulfoxide to get rid of some swelling that I had yesterday. Yes. So, how's everybody doing? Thank you for joining me. I really appreciate it. I hope you're having a great weekend. Like I said, we're going to go over quite a few things. I've been very, very busy. First of all, you guys know that I completed the Los Angeles Marathon, and that was quite an ordeal. For next year, I'm going to train more, but now I have these nice little tassels that I can hang on my running shoes. Right, they show the 40th annual LA Marathon. I really like that. ASICS, sponsored by ASICS here in LA. All right. So, first I want to start this off on a light note because it's going to get kind of serious later on. So let me get my display scene here together. If you notice, I've got no backgrounds and no overlays. I'm not doing that anymore. The overlays were nice, but the video overlays were nice. It was a good way to include my commercials. But with the latest YouTube and other channels, other websites, rules about copyright, about music, about copyright, I'm going to redo all of my intros and outros. Now let me see here. Okay. Let's see what this window capture is. All right, I think I'm going to change that to maybe, I don't know. Excuse me, I'm just trying to put together a nice frame for you. I wanted to go over some of the latest things in the news, if you don't mind. And I just want to there we go. I just want you guys to think for yourselves. I'm not going to say anything. I'm not going to recommend anything or anything. I'm just going to let you guys make up your own minds, okay? Give me a minute here. I hope you don't mind. It's Sunday, right? So, it's Sunday during Lent. It's a Lenten Sunday, and I'm feeling very good. It is a blessing to be able to take care of your health and to be able to be healthy enough to run 26.2 miles. And the marathon is something that I saw as a celebration of health, a celebration of the fact that at 60 years old I can actually run a marathon. So I intend on doing this pretty much every year, from now on, at least till time for the time being. But I want to go over this. This is a news event, right? I want to go over this news event, and I don't know, just write your opinions in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe and share and all of that good stuff. Okay. So yes, the astronauts that were allegedly in space have returned to Earth. So we're just going to watch a couple of videos here, okay? Fair use, because this is a news item. Fair use. This is from the Associated Press.
Not sure where to begin. At Popular Page, we have over 100.
Beginning to see that plasma trail as Dragon re-enters the Earth's atmosphere. All of that is expected. Altitude plane. And there you see it on your screen, drone deployment.
You can hear the crowd here.
And Pacific time this afternoon. And there we go.
We have visual on 4 altitude.
That view was from inside. That was a live view from our recovery vessel off the coast of Tallahassee, Florida.
Now, what is this image? What is this image? Are we supposed to believe that this is real? This looks about as real as the Indian moon landing video, which was admittedly CGI. But
Copy splashdown. We see main chutes cut.
I mean, my question is: Are they actually expecting us to believe this is
plasma
real?
trail as Dragon re-enters the Earth's atmosphere. All of that is expected. Altitude plane. And there you see it on your screen. Drone deployment.
Let's watch NBC News's.
You can hear the crowd here.
And Pacific time this afternoon. And there we go.
We have visual.
All right, we're gonna watch this again. I mean, you know, we are in the age now.
Good afternoon. We're coming on the air with breaking news and an exciting moment.
We're in the age of CGI.
The 9-month space saga for NASA astronauts Butch Wilmore and Sonny
Fair use.
End. Right now, Williams and Wilmore on board a SpaceX capsule that will soon re-enter the atmosphere. Just minutes from now, the capsule is set to splash down off the Gulf Coast of Florida. Back here on Earth, after what was one of the most unusual and closely watched chapters in American space travel. Never before has a 10-day test flight turned into a 9-month-long mission in space. Williams and Wilmore became household names as the first crew to take the Boeing Starliner to the International Space Station before it returned to Earth with
Down the capsule, and then they're able to finally deploy the chutes. At about 18,000 feet up, they'll deploy 2 drogue chutes, if you will, and then that will keep that ship moving from about 350 miles per hour down to about 119 miles per hour, and that's when they deploy 4 of the main chutes. But they are now very much on target for a landing in the Gulf, right off of the coast of Tallahassee, and the ships are on site, ready to immediately move into the capsule and ensure that it is safe and the astronauts are safe. Everything right now, completely normal. There's the astronauts. A reminder, if I could, Lester, that you've got not just Butch Wilmore and Sonny Williams, you've got the Crew 9 commanders, Nick Hague, and the cosmonaut Alexander Gorbanov, also on board as they're now just minutes away from splashing down.
And Tom, let me ask you this. The whole plan for this mission was going to go up and down on that Boeing Starliner. Obviously, that's not happening. But does that mean that this crew, at least that Butch and Sonny, are not necessarily trained up to this particular spacecraft? Or is that even necessary? Is this more of an automated ride home?
You're 100% right. That's been the challenge because Butch and Sonny trained to go up and come back on Boeing Starliner, not a SpaceX ship, a Dragon. And now they're coming along for the ride home without really having trained. They had to train actually while they were in the station. NASA had to send them up special spacesuits.
So they went up in the Chevy and came back in the Tesla, huh?
Not work in a SpaceX ship. Look at that.
Yeah, let me interrupt you here just a second. This is the best image we've had now of the capsule. There you go. That's a drone shoot I'm looking at.
There you go. That's right. The 2 safety parachutes are now starting 2 drone shoots right there. 18,000 feet, while it's moving at about 350 miles per hour. Beautiful. Right on the line.
Excited as Dragon Freedom continues.
Former NASA astronaut Jose, as we look at this picture, this looks like old school NASA, like back to the Gemini and Mercury days coming down in the ocean.
does, doesn't it? And originally, I think SpaceX wanted to land on ground with having retrojets, but they abandoned that as being too expensive, so they went back to the water.
Okay, we're going to listen as the spaceship makes the final moments of its descent.
Per hour when it splashes down off the coast of Tallahassee. 7 p.m. Pacific time this afternoon, and there we go.
We have visual on 4 healthy mains.
At myassettag.com, generations of IT professionals trust our tags.
That view was from inside.
Just to be clear, that's the main chute that is open right now. You heard the applause. That's a really good thing that this spacecraft is now safely under the parachutes on its proper descent profile to the water.
4 beautiful, healthy mains. Now awaiting visuals of splashdown. We'll start to hear Commander Nick Hague.
Copy 1000.
As we heard right there, Commander Nick Hague will be calling out the altitude of the Dragon capsule from here on out. Landing in water is simpler and provides more margin against unlikely parachute issues. You can see those parachutes continuing to slow the Dragon capsule down.
And if you're just joining us, you're looking at
800 meters.
a live view of Crew 9, just minutes away from splashing down off the coast of Tallahassee, Florida. Splashdown 2 minutes from now at 2:57 p.m. Pacific. We do have just breathtaking views of a calm, glass-like ocean off the coast of Tallahassee, Florida. Crew 9 just minutes away from splashing down.
This is really such an incredible shot.
So where's the camera? Is the camera on a boat?
Copy 600.
That was a live view from our recovery vessel.
Are they waiting on a ship with the
Megan,
camera?
Which is stationed a couple miles away from the little splashdown site. We can see the crew there using their restraints as resting places for their arms. They were just in space moments ago, so their arms were able to float freely.
They got those galoshes at Walmart.
400 meters.
Those boots. Those galoshes are from Walmart.
It was a gorgeous bluebird day here that we have for the splashdown of Crew 9.
So we're supposed to believe that
It's incredible to think
these are real
that
clouds,
the
right?
Dragon capsule just minutes ago was going over 17,000
And that's the real ocean, right?
17,000 miles per hour. And now gently coasting to a soft splashdown.
200.
Copy 200 meters. Brace for splashdown.
Wow, not a bird or a plane or anything else in the sky. Not a boat or anything else in the
As you
water.
can see there on your screen.
And it's
you can see
Florida.
And we're going to stand by for splashdown, located in the Gulf of America, off the coast of Tallahassee, Florida.
Oh no. What's going to happen when it hits the water?
And splashdown. Crew 9 back on Earth.
SpaceX Crew 9 returning to surrounded by vessels and safely lifted aboard. As the specters are
And here come the boats. Look at how quick the boats are coming. Oh, God.
Well, you can see the divers.
I don't know, man. Really?
On the deck, and immediately
Really?
the astronauts, all 4 of them, will be met by not only SpaceX and NASA crew members, but also a medical team for a very quick on-scene evaluation.
Yeah, I want to talk about that. Let me bring in Eileen Collins, former NASA astronaut. Ms. Collins, thank you so much for joining us. The commentator there was mentioning a moment ago, just minutes ago, this space vessel was traveling at 17,000 miles an hour. The people on board were in a weightless environment, and suddenly everything just seems to change in a dime. What's that like?
Well, I have one question. Re-entry into the atmosphere, from what I understand, generates an extreme amount of heat, right? At least scientifically, that's the way it's been explained to me. And I don't see any steam coming from that capsule and the water, right? I mean, if it's supposed to have reached thousands of degrees of temperature while re-entering Earth, I don't think that the fall with the parachutes was long enough to cool down the outside of that craft. And so therefore, in a scene like this, I would expect to see steam coming from the water or coming from the craft.
Yeah, that's right. Actually, on return home, they heat up to almost 3,500 degrees on the outside.
3,500 degrees.
It cools around the spacecraft, and that's why they need a heat shield. And the other thing they felt coming back,
but there's no steam.
And you know what's the G's unit of gravity? And to explain that, if let's say you weigh 100 pounds on Earth, if you could stand on a weight scale coming back, it would show 400 pounds. That much, you know, I'm going to say the shaking around is the jet starter to hold the attitude. Probably his shield comes with that.
All right, well, that's enough of that, man. I mean, because I don't want to get a strike from NBC News that I'm not even subscribed to. Hey, man, let's move on. Let's move on to other subjects. Actually, while we're here, let me do something right quick. We're on topic. Don't worry. I don't know how many of you have ever Googled me, right? But I think it's good. I think it's good to Google me from time to time. It's good to Google myself. I'm not the only Devin Lockett, of course. In fact, I attended junior high school with the uncle of another Devin Lockett from New Orleans. This young brother right here, Devin Justin Lockett. I know his mom and his brother. We all went to school together. I'm not going to name any names, but seems like a very outstanding young man, and he seems to be wearing the name well. So, you know, I got to tip my hat to the young brother. Eh? But if you Google Devin Lockett, now I guess that first one is Devin Justin Lockett. That's good. His LinkedIn. That's cool. And then here's my LinkedIn, the president of California Biomedical Services. I have to do SEO on devinlockett.com because I got to bring it up to its rightful place as being number one in the search engine results. And this is another Devin Lockett that sells yachts, right? Interestingly enough. So now you're going to see my IMDb page, okay, my Internet Movie Database page, and I've got a few movies on there. Weapon of Mass Destruction, Not Quite Right, The Lost Shepherd, Deadliest Warrior. Deadliest Warrior was a television show that I did for Spike TV, a couple of episodes. And I was in the Fast and the Furious from number 4. I was on LA Forensics for 4 seasons, I believe. You know, in a few movies. Anyway, let's get back to the search results, okay? Then, of course, I don't know, I guess this is my ex. I'm not quite sure. Yep, that's my ex. You guys are hearing my cat talk to us. Okay. His name is Neon Skireel. That's a name that my son and I came up with together. X, Instagram, broker check. Okay, so it's not here anymore, but usually my Salem Radio, here's DevinLockett.com. Usually my Salem Radio show comes up on here. So let's see if I can go AM 590 and see if they still have it. Yeah, here we go. AM 590, The Answer. Now, this used to be my first result, or at least on the first page, right? But, so we can see here, we can open this in a new tab, right? There's a method behind this madness. I'm not just showing off things, right? There's a method behind what I'm saying to you. There's a reason why I'm showing you all of this. All right. But yeah, there I am, little old me. And I'm not quite sure. Ooh, that's not the search I wanted to share with you guys. Yes. Let's see what this one is about, because it's also the radio show. The personalities. On AM 590. Devin Lockett, here I am, right? The Biometrics Health Center provides holistic therapies that promote peak mental and physical health. Now, the reason I mention this is that I do intend at some point in this year to get back on the radio. Okay, I'm going back on standard legacy media, legacy radio, and of course I'm going to continue with my channels. By the way, if you're watching this, please go ahead and subscribe, hit the like button, share, comment, and all the rest of that stuff. And you can see the rest of my search engine page results. Okay, I'm usually past the first page, my SoundCloud. Yeah, wow, look at this. San Diego County, and they're showing me on AM 590. What's with that? Oh, okay, so we're back with the personalities page. Well, anyway, so I'm going to be going back live, and I'm going to be continuing with the YouTube channels. That's an important. Just put that mental note in the back, right? Just make a note of that. Okay. Now, those of you who know me know that I'm a serial entrepreneur. All right. I am the president of Biomed RX Incorporated, and I would like to share with you what that's about, because I don't think people really know. Biomedrix is a healthcare technology management firm. So let's go here. We're going to change our display a little bit. All right, there we go. And then we'll come back to here, and we'll start this from the beginning.
Biometrics is a healthcare technology management firm. We perform medical equipment repair, installation, calibration, preventive maintenance, and electrical safety inspections. We serve all modalities of diagnostic and therapeutic medical equipment. This includes biomedical medical imaging and scientific laboratory equipment. We also service isolated power systems and line isolation monitors. We can perform your annual inspection and recertification of your isolated power systems and line isolation monitors and provide you with the documentation necessary to satisfy the Joint Commission and NFPA 99 requirements. We are the only company that provides online service reports to our clients. Each client is provided a unique, secure online portal on our website through which they can view video, text, and image documentation of all service events. In this regard, we adhere to the highest standard of service in the medical device industry. We service hospitals, surgery centers, and other healthcare providers with annual preventive maintenance service contracts. We provide you with the documentation necessary to satisfy the Joint Commission for the Accreditation of Healthcare Organizations, as well as state and other regulatory agencies. We also serve medical device manufacturers as an outsourced field service solution. Our service network covers the United States, Canada, the Caribbean, and Latin America, and is expanding rapidly. Our field service solution empowers manufacturers to rapidly expand sales territories. We also provide documentation and recording for those who are going through the Food and Drug Administration 510K process for medical equipment certification. Your medical equipment deserves the highest standard of service, accountability, and reporting. Our pricing is straightforward and very competitive. You may not think you can afford the best, but you can't deny knowing that the best exist. Call us today to find out how we might be able to help you with healthcare technology management solutions.
Food trucks bring life to city streets and satisfy cravings wherever they go. But managing a food truck's route, food trucks bring life to city streets and satisfy cravings wherever they go.
I'm sorry, my microphone's
But managing
off.
a food truck's route, staying connected with customers, and securing consistent parking can be a challenge. That's where JobSite Route comes in, the ultimate solution for food truck management. At JobSite Route, we've developed cutting-edge web and mobile apps that work together to optimize your food truck's journey. With the Food Truckers app, you get a GPS-enabled tool that maps out logical, efficient routes to construction job sites and recalculates as new locations are added or removed. But that's not all. The app empowers food trucks to receive pre-orders from both construction site patrons and regular street diners, process payments seamlessly, schedule estimated arrival times, and communicate directly with contractors, diners, and even other food trucks. For contractors, the JobSite Route app is a game changer. They can view the live GPS locations and route schedules of all food trucks, pre-order meals for their team, request specific arrival times to keep their crew well-fed and productive. With the web interface, contractors can easily manage their profiles, update payment information, and even organize catering events with food trucks. And for regular street diners, our civilian user platforms, StreetGrubber.com and CurbDiner.com, make food truck dining more convenient than ever. Users can discover food trucks on their route, pre-order meals for quick pickup, rate and review their favorite trucks, and connect with other foodies. The Food Truckers web interface makes business management simple. Update your profile, menu items, prices, and pictures, all in one place. We keep it affordable and transparent. Contractors, $100 per job site per month. Food trucks, $100 per month plus 10% of pre-order sales. Civilians, $100 per month for adding custom addresses to the route. With JobSite Route, everyone wins. Food trucks have continuous parking and steady sales. Contractors keep their teams fueled, and diners enjoy the best meals wherever they are. Join the revolution today. Visit us online and download the app to get started.
Sorry about that. I keep forgetting to turn my microphone back on. But that's JobSite Route. And I believe the video explains it better than I could. So if you are a foodie, if you like comfort food, if you like food trucks, then by all means download the JobSite Route app. And if you are a food truck owner, then you really should download the app, because even the free version of the app provides you with the JobSite Route. It provides you with the route to all of the active construction sites in your local area. and also filming locations when we have them. So you can keep the truck moving. You can find different places to park and sell and then keep it moving. Oh, my cat just jumped down. I thought he jumped down outside. He jumped down inside. You can keep the truck rolling and keep making money all day. So I've had a lot of good reception with the JobSite Route app when I was conceptualizing it and when I was running it past people. I got positive. That's from my cat. That's my cat Neon. I got positive feedback from both food truck owners and contractors everywhere that I went, even in Hawaii, even in different states as well as Hawaii. So in the process of going over the JobSite Route app with contractors, because it's beneficial to a contractor to have a steady stream of food trucks visiting their job sites throughout the day, feeding their crew instead of having the crew take off in the car to go get lunch and take an hour and a half for an hour lunch and all the rest of this kind of chaos, or get stuck in traffic or anything like that. So catering is it's a good thing for those who are doing construction. So I have a lot of there are three different membership levels on JobSite Route. There's a for food truck owners, food truckers. There's one for contractors to place their job site locations, and there's one for civilians. I don't know if I want to call them civilians. So I'm calling them civilians right now, but I may actually change that terminology to foodies. I think foodies might be a better way. But the JobSite Route app has something for everyone. It is available on Google Play Store right now, and we're still working out a couple of kinks for the Apple iStore, but it is available on Google Play. Your feedback is welcome. You can also find me on Facebook, or you can give me your feedback in below this video. All right. And in the process of selling the JobSite Route app idea to contractors, several contractors told me that what they really need is labor, right? So in the process, I thought up the LaborDia app. This is another app that I'm launching. So yeah, it's very expensive to build mobile apps. It's especially expensive to try to build two of them. But let me give you an idea of what LaborDia is about.
In the dynamic world of construction, where timelines are tight and projects demand agility, having reliable and efficient labor at your disposal is critical. Enter LaborDia, the ultimate app for streamlining your workforce needs. This innovative platform revolutionizes the way contractors connect with skilled day laborers, saving time, reducing hassle, and enhancing productivity on your construction sites. LaborDia empowers contractors by putting the control in their hands. With just a few taps, you can post the location of your construction site along with the rate you're offering for day labor. Laborers in your area will immediately see your job posting, complete with GPS indicators for easy navigation. This means no more waiting for days to find reliable workers. LaborDia ensures you're matched with laborers who are ready and eager to work, whether that's right now or at the crack of dawn tomorrow. What sets LaborDia apart is its seamless integration of technology to simplify your operations. The app's payment system, featuring PayPal and Zelle, eliminates the need for cumbersome cash transactions. Pay your workers directly and securely through the app, saving time and ensuring transparency. Plus, with LaborDia's mutual rating system, you can build a network of trusted laborers. Rate workers based on their punctuality, skills, and professionalism, and gain valuable insights from laborers who rate your job postings and site conditions. This feedback loop fosters accountability and trust on both sides, creating a stronger and more reliable workforce ecosystem. Safety and compliance are at the forefront of LaborDia's design. By offering tools for verifying worker profiles and guidance on labor laws, the app helps you maintain legal and ethical standards on every project. Additionally, features like geofencing ensure precise location tracking, so you know your team is where they need to be, when they need to be there. LaborDia doesn't just make your job easier, it helps you run your business smarter. Use the app to track payment history, analyze labor costs, and optimize your hiring strategy based on real-time demand insights. Whether you're managing a small renovation or overseeing a large-scale development, LaborDia provides the flexibility to scale your workforce up or down with ease. In today's competitive construction industry, staying ahead means embracing tools that simplify and enhance your operations. LaborDia is not just an app, it's a strategic partner that empowers you to focus on what you do best: building. Don't let labor shortages or inefficiencies slow you down. Join LaborDia today and experience a smarter, faster, and more reliable way to manage your workforce. With LaborDia, the future of construction staffing is in your hands.
That was from the perspective.
Imagine a world where finding your next job.
I'm sorry. I keep forgetting to turn the microphones on. I'm sorry. That's very unprofessional. But I have to keep them off because the speakers from the computer come into the microphone and it kind of drowns things out. It doesn't sound that good when you're trying to hear the video. But anyway, that first video was obviously from the perspective of selling to the contractors. And this one is from the perspective of selling to laborers.
Imagine a world where finding your next job is as easy as opening an app on your phone. LaborDia is here to make that vision a reality, connecting hard-working day laborers like you with construction contractors who need reliable workers. Whether you're looking for work today or planning ahead for tomorrow, LaborDia gives you the tools to take control of your schedule and secure steady opportunities. With LaborDia, there's no more waiting at street corners or relying on word of mouth. Instead, you'll have instant access to job opportunities right in your area. Contractors post the location of their job sites along with the rate they're offering, and you can RSVP to the jobs that fit your skills and schedule. The app's GPS integration ensures you can easily find the job site, so you'll always know exactly where to go. One of the best parts of LaborDia is its commitment to fairness and transparency. All job postings clearly display the pay rate, so you know upfront what you're earning. The app's built-in payment system, integrated with PayPal and Zelle, makes getting paid simple and secure. No more waiting for checks or dealing with cash. Your money goes directly into your account. LaborDia also empowers you to build your reputation as a skilled and dependable worker. Contractors can rate your performance, helping you stand out and get chosen for more jobs. But it doesn't stop there. You can also rate contractors, ensuring they provide a safe and fair working environment. This mutual rating system helps create trust and accountability on both sides, making LaborDia a community where quality work is rewarded. Beyond connecting you with jobs, LaborDia is designed to support you in your career. Use the app to keep track of your work history and payments, making it easier to manage your finances and plan your future. And because LaborDia is accessible on your smartphone, you can find and secure jobs anytime, anywhere, right from the palm of your hand. LaborDia is more than just an app. It's your partner in success. We understand the challenges day laborers face, and we're here to make your work life easier, more predictable, and more rewarding. Join LaborDia today and take the first step toward a brighter, more secure future. The opportunities are out there, and with LaborDia, they're right at your fingertips.
Ok, mira, tú sabes que yo no voy a olvidar a mi gente, la gente que habla el español, ok, también, porque la mayoría de los trabajadores hablan el español, o por lo menos tienen un conocimiento con el idioma español. Entonces aquí tenemos un anuncio para el Labor Day en el español.
Imagina un mundo donde encontrar tu próximo trabajo sea tan fácil como abrir una aplicación en tu teléfono. Labor Día está aquí para hacer esa visión una realidad, conectando a trabajadores jornaleros como tú con contratistas de construcción que necesitan empleados confiables. Ya sea que estés buscando trabajo hoy o planeando para mañana, Labor Día te da las herramientas para tomar el control de tu horario y asegurar oportunidades constantes. Con Labor Día, no tienes que esperar más en esquinas o depender de recomendaciones de boca en boca. En su lugar, tendrás acceso instantáneo a oportunidades de trabajo en tu área. Los contratistas publican la ubicación de sus sitios de trabajo junto con la tarifa que ofrecen, y puedes confirmar tu asistencia a los trabajos que se ajusten a tus habilidades y horario. La integración GPS de la aplicación asegura que puedas encontrar el lugar de trabajo fácilmente, para que siempre sepas exactamente dónde ir. Una de las mejores cosas de Labor Día es su compromiso con la equidad y la transparencia. Todas las ofertas de trabajo muestran claramente la tarifa de pago, para que sepas desde el principio cuánto ganarás. El sistema de pago integrado en la aplicación, compatible con PayPal y Zelle, hace que recibir tu dinero sea simple y seguro. Olvídate de esperar cheques o de lidiar con efectivo. Tu dinero va directamente a tu cuenta. Labor Día también te da la oportunidad de construir tu reputación como un trabajador hábil y confiable. Los contratistas pueden calificar tu desempeño, ayudándote a destacar y a ser seleccionado para más trabajos. Pero no solo eso. Tú también puedes calificar a los contratistas, asegurándote de que proporcionen un entorno de trabajo seguro y justo. Este sistema de calificaciones mutuas ayuda a crear confianza y responsabilidad en ambos lados, haciendo de Labor Día una comunidad donde se recompensa el trabajo de calidad. Más allá de conectarte con trabajos, Labor Día está diseñado para apoyarte en tu carrera. Usa la aplicación para llevar un registro de tu historial laboral y tus pagos, lo que facilita manejar tus finanzas y planificar tu futuro. Y porque Labor Día está disponible en tu teléfono inteligente, puedes encontrar y asegurar trabajos en cualquier momento y en cualquier lugar, directamente desde la palma de tu mano. Labor Día es más que una aplicación, es tu aliado para el éxito. Entendemos los desafíos que enfrentan los jornaleros y estamos aquí para hacer que tu vida laboral sea más fácil, predecible y gratificante. Únete a Labor Día hoy y da el primer paso hacia un futuro más brillante y seguro. Las oportunidades están allí afuera y con Labor Día están al alcance de tu mano.
While we're here, I want to share my marathon video. That's me right there. See the hat? Right there in the crowd. And there's your boy. 26.2 miles. Okay. Yes, you should try. Everyone should try a marathon at least once in their life. And if you're able to do that, then I think it'll really it'll do wonders for you. Let me share these pictures while we're here. Is that it? No. Is that it? No. I'm going to get it. Hold on. That's interesting. What is the name of this program? Bear with me 1 second. I'm trying to get my pictures here. 2D search. But what is this program? Okay, so let's see. Oh, I'm sorry. I have to close this and then reopen it. There we go. There you go. Okay. Boom. Here we are. So yeah, let's go over some of these pictures from the marathon. Here we go. Yep, that's your boy in the back. Now, I know it looked like I was walking. But in fact, I was actually schlepping. It was a schlep. It was a walk schlep, okay? So, yes, there were times when I ran, times when I walked. And, of course, if I train this year, like I didn't train last year, if I train this year, then I'm going to have more running time than walking time. But, yeah, I had a little pep in my step here as well, right? And the first half, I ran, walked, and the second half, I schlepped. And walked with, I met quite a few very, very nice people. And the marathon is like that. You know, you find people that are, when you're in that type of a struggle, right? When you're just pulling everything out, when you're being taxed heavily, then it's a good bonding experience with the people that you meet. And pretty much everybody that I met running the marathon, it was not their first marathon. It was my first. Well, actually, no, I met a couple of other first-timers as well, to be perfectly frank. But it was a very rewarding experience. I really, really, really enjoyed it. Yeah. And, you know, so it's kind of like that. You know, here's me crossing the finish line. You know, by the time you finish 26.2 miles, you don't pick your feet up as high as you did when you were running full on, right? But I had a lot of fun. You know, I had a lot of fun running with the people. You know, a lot of people complimented me on my swag. You know, I heard my name called out 4 times from the crowd. And I didn't recognize any of the people that called me, but thank you very much. I imagine that you guys are probably fans or followers on YouTube, and I really appreciate that. You can see when I got to Hollywood, I said, hey, you know what? I at least want to document the fact that I'm here in Hollywood. So yeah, I got my phone out, right? And I'm like, hey, man, I'm taking my picture at Hollywood and Vine. I'm taking my picture at Gower, looking at the Hollywood sign. I took a picture in front of Mann's Chinese Theater, you know, and yeah, it was a great race. It was a great race. I'm going to do it again this next year, and I'm going to do it again every year, because when I run, my son and I go to the beach. We go to Temescal Canyon, which is at Will Rogers State Beach. And yeah, you can see pretty much everybody started walking right about here. But you know, walk, run, walk, run. You know, LA is very hilly. So if you're going to get a walk, run rhythm going on, the city will do it for you, because when you're, you know, going uphill, of course, you walk. And when you're going downhill, you have a chance to run and make up your time. So that's kind of like the way it was. And I like the way these pictures came out. You know, I paid for this, the photography and everything. You know, people were asking me, one of the firemen was running, you know, the two firemen run, and, you know, they have their, they carry the American flag, and they're wearing their gear. They're wearing the oxygen tank and mask and everything, and they finished the whole marathon like that. And one of the firemen was saying, "Hey man, you must be hot. You must be hot." Au contraire. Now, if you notice, the white t-shirt, which is underneath everything here, is a Wicca shirt. So it pulls moisture away from your body. And the green long sleeve shirt that I have, the lime green long sleeve shirt that I have on, is also a Wicca fabric, which pulls water and sweat away. And the two layers of that is actually quite cool. The outer sweatshirt is a regular cotton sweatshirt, but it's white. And so the heat that you see people sweating, because the day before the race, it was cold and nasty in Los Angeles. So the heat that is causing people to sweat was really from the sunlight. All right. And you can see I got pretty tanned on my face. It was really from the sunlight. And the white sweatshirt protected me from the sunlight. So even though I looked like I dressed pretty warm, I was actually feeling pretty cool. It was a pretty smart dress day. It wasn't a full-on hot summer day, right? So I didn't want to just, you know, go down to the t-shirt and whatever. And let's be frank, I didn't want to have to go somewhere and take the safety pins off of my bib and return the bib to the t-shirt that I was wearing. Also, so people ask me if I finished the whole race. Inside this bib, on the back of the bib, is actually a transponder. Yes, a GPS transponder, a tracker, a tape transponder. And which I'm glad, because I did see some people make some shortcuts in the race, and I tried to warn them, hey, you're only cheating yourself. At the very end, the last 6 miles of the race, the course double backs on itself. So that's kind of like a mind, I guess it's a good mind trick or a bad mind trick. I'm not really sure if it's good or bad, but when you've done 20 miles and you are nearing Avenue of the Stars, okay, you know, in Beverly Hills, when you've done 20 miles, you pass the finish line coming this way, coming in the opposite direction. And then the course is now in a 2-lane course. You can see the people on your left that are finishing the race and the people here on your side that are not. And so you have to go all the way up to the end, down Avenue of the Stars, turn right on Sepulveda, go all the way down Sepulveda to Wilshire, turn left on Wilshire, and then go all the way down to San Vicente. That's right, past the VA hospital and all of that. Turn right on San Vicente, and then go all the way down San Vicente before you actually turn around and double back and come up. And by that time, you're on the last 3 miles of the race, or last 3.2 miles of the race. And it is a schlep. It becomes a schlep at that time. And shout out to Lewis. Lewis is a gentleman that I enjoyed the last. I think Lewis is behind me in these pictures here. I kind of broke out running when I was reaching the finish line. but it's all good. Shout out to Lewis. Lewis is a gentleman who was schlepping with me, and I think he was on his third marathon. And who's that guy in the middle there? And it was my first marathon. And Lewis is 73 years old. Hats off to you, Lewis, man. Salute to you, brother. You really, really pulled it out, and I'm quite impressed. And since this is your third marathon, I'm just going to make it my habit to continue to do marathons from here on out. You know? Yeah. So now let's transition back. I want to talk for a minute. Okay. As a rational objectivist, I hold three things in very, very high regard: reason, purpose, and self-esteem. And I talk about this all the time. And self-esteem is a combination of self-efficacy, meaning I can, meaning you can produce the life that you deserve, and self-worth, meaning I deserve. So you have to have the ability to produce for yourself and the understanding, enough self-love to understand that you deserve the best life that you can live. But we're not talking about self-esteem today, although I do like talking about self-esteem. We're talking about purpose. And for me, my purpose has really always been my children, or very closely attached to my children. Even though I've always been a very self-directed individual, I think one of the best things that a father can do, one of the primary things that a father should do, is provide his children with an example of how to live with integrity. Integrity, right? Now, that is not as easy as it sounds, okay? Shout out to my kids, Yvonne, Katie, and Kai. I love you all. That's not as easy as it sounds, because not everybody has the same view of child rearing as we do. So there are people that come from cultures and environments and mentalities and even families that do not take as constructive an approach toward parenting as those of our culture. When I say our culture, I'm talking about the Creole culture of New Orleans, and not every parent in New Orleans, or not every Creole parent, follows what I'm saying or believes the way I believe. So I don't want you to make that mistake of believing that, of thinking that. But it took me a while in my stoic venture of being on my own from 17, 18 years old, and striving to always be self-employed, striving to always be independent, right? The values are reason, purpose, and self-esteem. The virtues of rationality are independence, integrity, honesty, justice, productiveness, and pride. And I have used this, especially with my son, my young son, as a mantra throughout his childhood. And now that he's 18, I have to loosen the reins a little bit and recognize that he's individuating. It's always been my goal to promote my children's individuation. That's the most important thing to me. We all reach the terrible twos when we're born. We are born with the axioms of existence, consciousness, and identity, but that identity grows and grows and grows every year of your life. It doesn't just stop at 3 or 4 years old, right? And we call the terrible twos because that's when a child realizes that, well, I'm 2 years old, my mom is tired of responding to my every cry, and crying is not going to bring mommy here. That's the downside. That's the bad news. And the good news is I can spray shave cream and sprinkle talcum powder all over the bathroom and in the toilet and in the bathtub and everything. And if mom doesn't know what I'm doing, then she won't find out until it's done, and I can have fun. And that's called the terrible twos. All it is a natural process of individuation. The child is becoming an individual. So despite the challenges that we've dealt with my youngest son, Kai, he's 18 now, and he's at the point of individuation. And I welcome that, and I applaud him, and I'm very proud of him. He's a very fine young man. Very good kid, very, very good kid, and a good person, right? Yeah. Well, as a parent, right, there's really nothing that I wouldn't do and nothing that I wouldn't suffer for my children. And heretofore, I have been silent on issues that affect my children. And I have tried to deal with these things in a very private and discreet manner. And, you know, that's pretty much the way I like to do things in general. That's the way I like to do things all the time, regardless, right? But at this point, especially now that I'm launching these apps, at this point, that's not practical, that's not practicable, it's not useful for me to even take that approach still at this point. And without saying too much, because I don't want to say too much in this video, but I'm going to be saying too much very, very soon. I'm going to be exposing people who are passively and actively making choices that are detrimental to at least one of my children. I'm going to put it that way. At least one of my children. Am I willing to suffer humiliation for my child? Absolutely. Absolutely. And that's what it's going to require. But I'm a stoic individual. I'm a fastidious individual, and I like to prepare when I do things. I like to do things in a professional manner and in a very complete manner. And especially when delivering some FAFO, right? FAFO, right? Some people have FA'd and they're going to FO. Like I said before, right? I'm going back on the radio, right? I'm going back on the radio, and I'm not doxing, but I am exposing. And I'm going back on my YouTube channels. I'm not doxing, but I'm exposing. Okay? We had a saying in the United States Air Force, kick ass and take names, right? That someone's here to kick ass and take names. And I'm not here to kick ass, but I'm definitely taking some names. I'm definitely taking some names, and I'm speaking some names. And the title of this video is About to Get Real, Nothing to Lose. So those of you who understand what this means, understand. And that's really all I have to worry about. Okay? But I'm going to be exposing people. I highly recommend that you stay tuned to Salem Radio. I'm going to try to go back either to AM 590 in San Bernardino or Salem Radio in the Glendale, I believe, Glendale, Pasadena area. Because, you get more of Los Angeles, you get a bigger crowd. But I will go back onto the radio And of course, I'm going to be marketing my channels. You know, I'm not only on YouTube and Facebook, I'm also on Rumble, BitChute, all of the video outlets. So I'd like you to go and subscribe to all of my different channels. I appreciate it if you did. I'm going to be going on the radio. I'm going to be going live like I am right now with pictures and video, right? And video, okay? And like I said, I'm not going to dox. I'm just going to expose, right? Now, evildoers try to reach into your life and define you in negative ways. And, you know, I always, because I believe in the virtue of pride, yes, pride is a virtue. Pride is the crown of all virtues. Pride is the feeling that comes from setting standards of behavior for yourself and then living up to those standards. So as a rational objectivist, I do embrace the virtue of pride, but I also embrace the biblical humility. And when I say biblical humility, a lot of people don't understand what I mean, because a lot of people have gotten some pretty destructive religious education in their lives. And so they believe that pride cometh before the fall, and pride is a bad thing, and pride is a sin. And their interpretation of humility is holding one's head down and just not thinking much of oneself at all, which is very destructive and very toxic, because when your blessings come, you don't realize that your blessings are there and that you deserve them, and so you don't reach out and take them, and so you don't live the quality of life you deserve, because your understanding of humility is wrong. It's skewed. It's very damaging to you. It's very, very destructive. Humility in the Bible is being involved in the action, involved in creating God's will, making God's will be done here on earth, creating kingdom come here on earth. Being in the act of not only thinking righteously, but being a righteous man and making righteous moves. Now, Malcolm X made a very, poignant point when he spoke. He said, the mouse will always forgive the lion, right? The mouse will always forgive the lion. It's not until you have the ability to destroy your enemies that forgiveness has any weight, has any value at all, right? Because you're saying, I'm not going to do something that you really didn't have the capacity to do in the first place, right? And that's not what humility really means, right? That feeling of undeservedness. No. That's very destructive. It's a very destructive understanding of humility. But if you really study and speak to theologians and biblical scholars, they'll tell you that the humility in the Bible means being involved in the process. And when you as a man understand morally where you stand and what it is that you actually stand for and why, then it's just a matter of living life from that point. Because your heart is in a righteous place. And so going through the motions of work and producing money and paying bills and paying your employees and, taking care of things, all of that is still a part of your righteous venture, a part of you being a righteous human being. Okay? So I like being biblically humble. And when I'm working on my websites, right now I've got about 98 websites, or when I'm working on building apps, or when I'm working on doing the day-to-day operation of Biometrics Incorporated, or when I'm working on giving my children the benefit of my experience and my knowledge and my wisdom, I am being humble because I am in the action. I am in the motion. I am involved, right? Involved in the process. So I'm very lucky because God has blessed me with creativity, not only intelligence, but creativity. So I never, ever, ever have to dedicate any of my genius, any of my hard work, any of my ingenuity, my creativity, any of my gifts toward something negative. I never have to do that. I never have to do that. Or at least it doesn't make sense, right? Because living the type of life that I live, you're going to attract the envy of a lot of people. And when you do, some people actually act on their envy and try to sabotage you. And even if that does happen, for you to react to that is going to take time away from creative, productive pursuits that would end up making you money, that would change the quality of your life because it's making you rich, it's making you wealthy. And so when you think about the fact that there are only 24 hours in a day and I'm only going to be awake, I'm only going to be awake for about 16 to 18 hours at the very most, right? There's not enough time in the day, there's not enough time in life to dedicate your energy toward vengeance. Okay? Vengeance. And the fact that I'm saying the word vengeance means that you already know that vengeance is revenge. That vengeance means that you were not the first one to draw blood. That someone else drew blood. Or someone else took something away from you that's very important. Or someone else threatened something from you that's very important. And if you go down that road, then you're going to waste a lot of creative, constructive time that could be going toward creating the life that you want, right? It could be going toward making money or doing something fulfilling or learning a new skill, okay? I keep referring back to money when I talk about business, but money is not really the thing that drives me. I mean, yeah, I like money. Everybody likes money. And everybody likes the things that money can buy. Don't get me wrong. Okay? But Barbara Cochran from I'm going to give her credit for her quote, from Shark Tank, right? One of the actually usually the only female shark on Shark Tank. She had a very poignant statement the other day that it's really not about the money, it's about the up and down. It's about the passion of knowing that you can create something, that you can take something out of nothing, you can create something out of nothing. With biometrics, I actually copyrighted the word biometrics, okay? I invented the word biometrics. So, I mean, even the name of the company was my own invention, and the business model, and the business model of JobSiteRoute, and the business model of Labor Dia. I kind of have that thing going on. So God has blessed me with this creativity so that when my enemies come and try to attack me and I feel the temptation to strike back, I look this way, because this way is the way to the new, the way to the new. That's all I can say is the new. And I would much rather focus my creativity and energy on creating something new that could benefit the entire world and myself as well, than to take my creative energies and put it toward trying to get back at someone for some wrong that they've done. That's not who I am. It never was who I am, and it never will be who I am. But this is different because this is my kids. And every man has to have fire in the belly, especially when it comes to protecting his children. And so believe me, what I'm about to do on air, right? I'm going to go live. I'm going to get my radio show back on the air, and I'm going to go on the air on all of my YouTube channels, is I'm going to calmly profess the truth Okay? And that truth, of course, will set me free. It may not set everybody else free, but it will set me free. And stay tuned, right? Subscribe to all of my channels. Stay tuned to AM 590. Continue to do Google searches for me. And, of course, I'm going to continue to go live as this progresses, right? Now, download and install the Labor Dia app and recommend it to friends. And download and install the Job Site Route app and recommend it to friends, okay? So I think that's about it for this. I'm really, really glad you guys are here. I don't think I have a closer video now. I got rid of all of the videos. I still have the raw videos. I have the raw footage that I need to create more. But I got rid of all of my videos because one by one, the music that I was using royalty free for quite some time now is being claimed by the owner or the creator. So I got to start afresh. Maybe I can make my own music. Maybe I'll just get something new. Anyway, enjoy your Sunday. It's 5 minutes to 10, 11, 12, 1. 5 minutes to 1 on the East Coast. 5 minutes to noon in New Orleans. I want everyone to stay kind, because as you know, kind is the new sexy. I want everyone to stay blessed. I want everyone to stay healthy. Thank you for watching Biomed RX TV.